Let's have a quick conversation about identity theft protection. And what I want to do is I want to talk to you about three players in this space that are doing great things. So I'm talking about Identity Guard, ID Watchdog, and myFICO. So we are going to do a quick compare and contrast to really see which one really you should be going for. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So I'm going to start with Identity Guard. So when you think about Identity Guard, I want you to think about simplicity. So when we think about protecting your credit, protecting your identity, protecting your anything about your particulars, your name, first name, last name, your social, your family's identity. Identity Guard plays an important role. And what we love about Identity Guard is that you got to really think of it as an all-in-one identity theft protection service that actually provides three bureau credit monitoring. So basically, what happens here is that you have monitoring of TransUnion, monitoring of Experian, and monitoring of Equifax. So if anything were to happen, they will let you know as soon as possible. So that's really good. Now, the monitoring is not in real time. It is in near real time, which is really good anyway. I mean, so we're talking about them letting you know something happens 60 minutes, 1 hour to 2 hours after it happens, which is really good. So an identity guard actually protects you by monitoring your personal information. So we're talking about your name, first name, last name, your social, your credit, your bank accounts. And basically what they do is they look for signs of identity theft. In other words, somebody's playing games with you, with your data, okay? And what happens here is identity guard will alert you to any breaches or suspicious activity. And so that's really good. In NRT, near real time, not real time, okay? And that's really good. So we're talking about three bureau credit monitoring. We're talking about monthly credit scores and three bureau annual credit reports. You have an Experian credit lock to really instantly lock and unlock your credit file just in case something were to happen, which is really good. And you are talking about home title monitoring. You're talking about 401k monitoring. Somebody playing games with your 401k account, at least Identity Guard will let you know ASAP. Okay. You have a bank credit card monitoring. You have digital security tools, including a secure password manager and a safe browsing tool. So that's really good in terms of giving you what we call an all-in-one security file. On top of that, you have up to $1 million in identity theft insurance. So that's really cool. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. So when we talk about identity guard, how much does it really cost? Let's talk about pricing. Let's talk about moolah. Okay, dollar amount. Okay. Now, the thing is, identity guard actually has three tiers of plans. So you're talking about basic identity theft protection to full credit monitoring and dedicated support. The question is, what do you need for you, for your family, for your projects, for your business? And they also have a white glove fraud resolution specialist that will help you actually provide, like, toughen up or buttress, if you will, your identity protection. So that's really good. And Identity Guard's family plans cover up to 5 adults and unlimited number of kids. So when we talk about 5 adults, this could be your grandparents, your dad, your mom, your grandparents, and those 5 adults do not have to live under the same roof. So in terms of zip code, their address could be totally different. Okay, so I want you to look right now for me on the screen. Here is identity theft, their pricing plan as of right now. So they have the value, the total, and the ultra. They want you to go with the ultra because that's where they make money, but that's where really the juice is really at. But you have to see what works for you. What we recommend that our viewers do is to go with the total. The value is not really that value added. Let me put it that way. So you want to go with a total, and then later on you can upgrade to the ultra. And so that's for. So the first thing, what you saw on the screen, that's for individual. And then now I want to show you the prices for families. So that's really important. Remember, families, we are speaking about up to 5 adults. You have an unlimited number of kids. So it doesn't matter if you have 2 kids or 20 kids. totally fine. Identity guard will help you out. But as far as adults, they want to limit things to 5. But one thing we love about Identity Guard's pricing tiers is that they are offering you a 60-day money back guarantee. That's really good. I mean, but you got to really go with the annual plan. So you have 2-month money back guarantee. If you don't like it, something were to happen, or you're like, you know what, I'm out of here, they will honor this money back guarantee. Not a problem. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about identity theft protection. So we have Identity Guard versus ID Watchdog versus myFICO. Shall we talk now about ID Watchdog? And so when you think about ID Watchdog, the same way you thought about simplicity when you thought about Identity Guard, when you think about ID Watchdog, I want you to think about efficiency. But efficiency with a twist, with an Equifax twist, because ID Watchdog is owned by Equifax, which is really good if you are really, really concerned about your Equifax credit or credit score, credit data. And but ID Watchdog does way more, okay? It is basically an identity theft protection service that really focuses on a scoring model that allows customers to receive notifications about suspicious activity related to their social security number. So that's really good in terms of, like protecting the integrity of your data, the name, also your personal information. Again, when I'm talking here, I'm speaking about you as an individual, but for your whole family as well. And so this is really good. Now, when it comes to ID theft protection, ID Watchdog is not really seen as a leader in the industry, even though they were associated with Equifax. They haven't been around for a long time for the public to really recognize them as a leader. But hey, listen, they're still kicking ass anyway. So and that's really good. So when you go with ID Watchdog, you get the full service. Okay, we are speaking about a wide array of services, including 3 bureau credit monitoring. Even though this is an Equifax service, you're still getting credit monitoring from, about your TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, of course, Equifax data. You have fraud alerts, so that's really good. You have a credit lock single or a dual bureau. So single, that's Experian, and dual bureau, that's Experian and TransUnion. So again, the possibilities is there depending on what you want. You also have financial account monitoring, including your bank account details, as well as, in some cases, subprime loan and higher risk transaction monitoring. Why are we talking about subprime loan? Because somebody could be actually playing games with you and take your data and go get like a subprime loan, right? We're talking about subprime loan. We are speaking about payday, let's say payday loan, for instance. Those loans with 20%, 30%, 40% APR, that's just crazy. And you do not want to have that on your account. So ID Watchdog will let you know if there is a little problem on that front. I want to talk to you about the cost. So when you think about ID Watchdog, you got to really think about the cost in terms of what you are trying to achieve. And what they do is that basically ID Watchdog is trying to position itself as an ID protection service for families. We love that a lot. And as you can see on the screen here, when it comes to their offer for families, they have child credit lock, child credit monitoring, and they have social account monitoring. So what happens here is that you are actually monitoring the data of your child, and no matter where he or she is at, right? So if it's on social media, if it's in kindergarten, daycare, whatever, high school, middle school, elementary school, whatever, you are really grade school, you name it. What happens here is that ID Watchdog will kind of help you out and position yourself and your family for like a fraud-less, fraud-free sort of life. So that's really good. And ID Watchdog actually they offer 2 services for families and individuals. So they have the ID Watchdog Select, and then they have ID Watchdog Premium. So the premium actually just the premium adds an extra layer of confidence. Basically, it provides comprehensive identity theft protection and credit monitoring services, including 3 bureau credit monitoring with near real-time alerts. So that's really good. And the price, we're speaking about anywhere from $20 all the way to $35. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about ID theft protection. So we're doing a quick compare and contrast between Identity Guard, ID Watchdog, and myFICO. Speaking about myFICO, I want to talk to you about another great service. And so myFICO is now associated with a credit reporting agency. So that's really what it is. And so when you think about myFICO, I want you to think about a subscription credit monitoring service. So myFICO doesn't do identity theft outside of the financial realm. Okay. So if somebody were to really sort of steal your data, whatever, myFICO is not the best place for it, because when you think about myFICO, I want you to think about 3 bureau credit monitoring. I want you to think about FICO scores, right? So FICO scores used for all kinds of credit transactions. We're speaking about credit card applications, loan applications, auto loan, student loan, personal loan, mortgages, a home equity line of credit. So you have all kinds of credit transactions, and where the FICO score is used, myFICO is a great place for it. You also have a proactive credit monitoring, and when we talk about credit report monitoring and alerts, so they would alert you in near real time. If not, they will do it once a month. On top of that, you have $1 million identity theft insurance. What we love about myFICO is the simplicity and also the transparency in terms of pricing. So they're charging you nearly $30 for everything. So they don't have layers. I'll speak about pricing later on, but they don't have ultra like many layers of pricing. Okay, and the thing is that we love the fact that you are able to compare actually what's happening on your TransUnion data versus your Equifax data versus your Experian data. So because they actually offer side-by-side comparison. So that's really good in terms of in what we call in terms of holistic analysis of your credit. Okay, so that's really good. And with myFICO, they have a credit score simulator tool, so you're able to simulate your credit score over time. You can do it over 1 week, over 1 month, over 3 months, and so on and so forth. So you have the ability to actually see what's happening in your financial life, and that's really good across many what we call many timestamps. Okay, so that's really good. And the only thing you need to also remember is that with myFICO score, you are going, I mean, there is no free trial. That's really a bummer, but hey, listen, it is what it is. Now, in terms of cost, if you want to have more information, like let's say if you're interested in having the advanced version of myFICO identity theft plans, then you have to contact the company. Even though they are charging $29.95 for everything, nearly everything, that's at the lower levels. Now, depending upon your situation, let's say you want to protect your whole family, or you want to really cover your business activities. Let's say you have an important meeting with investors. You do not want anybody to mess up with your credit, anybody to mess up with your data. What happens here is that myFICO actually offers you a lot of opportunities here. So they have they have a variety of advanced features depending on what you want. So the advanced plan, that's what I was talking about a little earlier. The advanced plan is actually that starts at $29.95, right? And with that, you have a 3 bureau credit monitoring, and you have credit reports every 3 months. It's every quarter, not every month. So this could be a little difficult for some users, but hey, listen, if you have the right system in place, you have the opportunity to know exactly what's really happening. But on top of the advanced plan, myFICO also offers what they call the Premier plan. So that's what I was just talking about a little earlier. So if you have an important meeting, or you are in a very important initiative, you're pushing something very important, you want to go with the Premier. Now, this is a top tier plan at myFICO. They're charging the starting price is $39.95 per month. And here you have a 3 bureau coverage, but instead of quarterly credit reports, you are having monthly credit reports. There are cases where myFICO can actually even accommodate sending you bi-weekly credit reports, fortnightly, in other words, every 2 weeks. Okay, so that's really good. Now, the only thing is that, I think I've said this before, there is no free trial. So the only way to use myFICO is to really sign up for one of its pricing plans that really includes all kinds of features. They have a free plan, but that free plan offers only 1 bureau coverage. That's Experian credit reports, and there is no identity monitoring happening there. So it could be good, it could be bad in here. So you have heard about Identity Guard, you have heard about ID Watchdog, you have heard about myFICO. Which one should you go for? And before I answer that question, it's important for us to understand why you want to protect your financial health and safety in the first place. I mean, the answer to that question is clear, but the thing is the timing. Why should you do it now? What are you working on? What's really important for you? Is your financial data important for you? Are you trying to really guard yourself against any subprime loan application? It's anything that can really derail your credit standing. If the answer is yes, then yes, you want to really go with Identity Guard, ID Watchdog, or myFICO. It's important to really understand that the bottom line is you want to really prevent yourself from scammers, right? It's all about guarding yourself, guarding your data, guarding your family's data against spammers. So spammers and scammers for that matter. So you want to be in a situation where you are regularly checking your credit reports. You are freezing your credit with all 3 bureaus. If something were to happen, like if somebody's playing games with your data, you want to automatically, reflexively, that is, actually freeze your credit with all 3 bureaus. Don't just do it with one and say, you know what, I'm just going to freeze my TransUnion, and hopefully they will not attack my Equifax and Experian. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so you want to cover your ass. That's really important on all 3 credit bureaus. You want to review your financial records periodically. This could be monthly or quarterly, but you got to be in a situation where if something were to happen, you're safe. And there are some financial accounts that are important. Your 401k, your credit card accounts, your loan accounts. All those. What you want to do is you want to use unique passwords for them, and you want to really enable 2-factor authentication, or in some cases even MFA, so multi-factor authentication. That way you are really covering your ass at all levels, right? That's what you want to have. And you also, in some cases, it's important to keep your cards and devices safe, because especially if you are using a family accounts, family Wi-Fi, or that you really want to save those financial records in a very safe place. Okay, so that's really important. Now, so who is our winner here? Identity Guard versus Watchdog versus myFICO. Who should you go for? Very simple. Our preferred choice here is Identity Guard, and because it really offers a lot more functionalities. But if you want to have a product that's associated with Equifax, then you want to go with ID Watchdog. And if you are looking for an independent identity theft protection service focused more on the financial aspect of things, you want to go with myFICO, especially if you don't care about your Vantage 3.0 score, but you care more about your FICO score. You want to go with myFICO. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I had a quick compare and contrast between Identity Guard, ID Watchdog, and myFICO. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.